Indivisible organized the No Kings rally. 7 million people across America showed up in Pleasanton. I could not believe how backed up traffic was on Pop Yard. Thousands of people lining the streets, and it wasn't just the people who showed up. They weren't paid protesters, because people were honking who drove by in solidarity. That's because of Ward Kanowski and people at Indivisible. We're going to hear from Dan Morley, one of their representatives. Dan.
My name is Dan Morley. I've lived in the Tri-Valley for over 35 years. And in 2024, I saw this president base his campaign on blaming the problems of our country on immigrants and stoking fear into the voters, targeting immigrants as drug smugglers, human traffickers, and gang members. I was appalled at how successful these tactics still worked in 2024. So when he won, I knew I had to use my privilege as a white man born in America to stand up for my immigrant neighbors. The immigration system is a civil system. Undocumented presence in the United States is not a criminal offense. It is not a crime. I joined Indivisible, got educated on Know Your Rights, and started getting to work reaching out with local elected officials to find out what safeguards are in place to protect immigrant residents who work, own businesses, pay taxes, and send their children to schools in our communities. I found out that Alameda County and the local municipalities within will abide by SB 54, the California Values Act, to not cooperate with immigration enforcement. I was encouraged by that. I had faith in our local municipalities that they stand by our immigrant neighbors. But then in March, we learned about the possibility of reopening this closed FCI Dublin prison as an immigration detention center. And I don't trust the feds in their ability to abide by our immigrant neighbors. So we joined a coalition of faith groups, labor groups, human rights groups, legal defense groups to get to work on this and reach out, make awareness known in our community. And by a huge majority, people, when they learn about this prospect, they're appalled by it, and they say, what can I do? What can I do to oppose this? So they've joined us. They've joined with us to stand against it, because we know if that immigration center gets open, whether it's here in Dublin or in the Fairfield, the Air Force Base in Fairfield, Travis, that they've also talked about as a possible site, they know that if they have a facility, they will fill it, and they will fill it by racially profiling our neighbors who are going about their daily tasks of working as day laborers on construction sites, in agricultural fields, or they will just be hanging outside schools waiting for nannies to drop off kids to school. This is not what any of us signed up for, like Eric and Mark said before. So we stand by our immigrant neighbors, and we are glad to see the support of our local elected officials in our